What happens when the world talks about your body before it even learns your name? From a Ghanaian man who towers at 9 feet 6 inches. Because of my height, I realized that this mattress is too small for me. To a woman whose chest size once made her tumble down the stairs. Africa is home to people with anatomy so extreme it borders on the unbelievable. Get ready to witness 20 people with the largest body parts in Africa. The Ghanaian giant, Sulamana Abdul Samed's life is defined by non-stop growth. Towering over 9 feet 6 inches tall, he is known as a wuche, meaning let's go in Dagbani, because his huge strides leave people trying to keep up. Doctors say he has pituitary gigantism, a rare condition causing excess growth hormone. Beyond his size, Sulamana faces a curved spine, swollen limbs, and constant pain. Living in a small town unprepared for such a case, measuring him was so difficult that health workers had to guess at first. Despite medical struggles and public stares, a wuche stays positive, showing strength and resilience in living with extraordinary challenges. Joyce Ado, known online as Busty Gh, is a Ghanaian socialite with a notably large upper body. In an interview, she shared that her chest blocks her view when wearing a bra, causing her to fall stairs and stay hospitalized for weeks. She also said she sees better without a bra, highlighting challenges with typical undergarments. Despite this, Joyce embraces her body and scars with confidence, using her experience to promote self-acceptance in all shapes and sizes. The Dinka of South Sudan are known as the tallest ethnic group in Africa and possibly the world. Average male heights reach 6 feet 4 inches, with some men surpassing 7 feet without athletic training. Their presence, marked by long limbs, lean builds, and proud postures, gives them a regal aura. Scientists attribute their extraordinary growth to genetics, high-protein diets rich in milk and cattle products, and life on the plains. But their story goes beyond height. The Dinka have been cattle herders, warriors, and spiritual leaders for generations, deeply connected to their land, culture, and ancestors. Their towering figures symbolize pride and unity in a nation marked by conflict. Today, Dinka youth are gaining global recognition, from refugee camps to Olympic stages, carrying their legacy. Their height embodies their strength, resilience, and cultural identity. Do you believe genetics or environment plays a bigger role in shaping communities like the Dinka? Comment and chat with me. And the next, the fierce Maasai reveal how rhythm, tradition, and resilience shape a people who jump higher than just their stature suggests. The Maasai people of Kenya and northern Tanzania are known for their bold red shukas, warrior spirit, and tall stature. With average male heights of about 6 feet 3 inches, many are even taller. Their height isn't just a result of genetics, it also reflects their lifestyle. As traditional cattle herders, their diet rich in milk, meat, and sometimes cow blood, supports their lean, strong bodies. Their active lives, including ceremonial dances with high jumps, keep them fit and agile. The Maasai stand upright and proud, and their famous Adumu jumping dance is a ritual of strength and pride. Despite challenges from modernization and land conflicts, they maintain their identity. For the Maasai, height symbolizes nobility and strength passed down through generations. Gabriel Mjane, born in 1944 in Mozambique, stood an astonishing 8 feet and 3/4 of an inch tall, once holding the record as the tallest living person on Earth. His extreme growth was caused by acromegaly, a rare disorder from excess growth hormone. By his teenage years, it was clear he was unlike anyone else, but his height came with serious challenges. He endured chronic pain and mobility problems, with limited medical care in rural Africa. Despite this, Gabriel gained fame, performing in circuses, traveling internationally, and earning a Guinness World Record in 1988. Sadly, his life ended early after a fall at home in 1990, at just 46 years old. Though gone too soon, his legacy remains unforgettable. Did you like this video? Don't forget to hit the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps me out, and I promise to bring you more awesome content. John Weru from Kenya holds the African record for the longest fingernails, growing them for over 25 years. Each nail measures more than a foot, twisted and curved with careful maintenance. These nails are more than just nails. They define his identity. He hoped to enter the Guinness Book of Records from Changamwe. While some call his nails strange, John sees them as a symbol of pride and discipline. He uses no special products, only commitment and caution. Everyday tasks like buttoning a shirt or using a phone are challenges, but he handles them without hesitation. Featured in interviews and local media, John is a legend for his nails and his refusal to cut them. His story shows that extraordinary achievements can come from simple persistence. 14. Charles Sagye, Ghana's tallest man, barefoot. Charles Sagye, standing over 7 feet tall, is the tallest man in Ghana's Volta region. He faces many challenges, like finding shoes that fit, so he walks barefoot, which is uncomfortable and unsafe. His mother says she carried him for 10 months, and from birth it was clear he was different. He grew quickly, and kept getting taller. Beyond height, Charles struggles to find clothes, furniture, and transportation that suit him. He doesn't seek fame or attention, he just wants proper medical care and custom shoes. His story shows how society often overlooks people with unique physical needs, forcing them to live in a world not built for them. Sullean Ali Nush, born in 1943 in Tripoli, Libya, grew to an extraordinary height of 8 feet and a half an inch, due to gigantism caused by a pituitary tumor. He used his size to excel, playing for Libya's national basketball team and acting in Federico Fellini's 1960 film Satyricon. Though his height brought fame, it also caused pain and limited mobility. He underwent surgery to stop his growth, but faced ongoing struggles. Sullean passed away in 1991, leaving a rare legacy of talent and resilience. Despite his achievements, his story remains mostly untold, highlighting how extraordinary people overcome physical challenges to succeed in many fields. Manute, born in 1962 into the Dinka tribe, stood 7 feet 7 inches tall with an 8 foot 6 inch wingspan. His extraordinary height and long limbs made him a towering presence, able to block shots without jumping. More than an athlete, Manute used his platform to fight for peace as Sudan faced civil war. He donated millions of dollars, nearly all his basketball earnings, to help war victims and build schools and hospitals. His sacrifices drained his wealth, and his health declined over time. Despite these challenges, Manute never gave up. His greatness came not just from height or skill, but from using his influence to support and uplift others. The Himba women of Namibia were Africa's real-life Rapunzels, growing hair that touched the ground. This wasn't luck, it was ritual and tradition. From a young age, girls followed a sacred hair care process, using natural oils, herbs, tree bark, and ground ochre. Their hair was woven into protective styles and extended with braided fibers, creating elegant floor-length locks, symbolizing beauty, womanhood, and status. By adulthood, hair became a cultural crown, shaped into elaborate styles for ceremonies like initiations, weddings, and festivals. With colonial and modern changes, this tradition has mostly faded, surviving now in photos and oral history. The Himba hair rituals show how physical traits can hold deep cultural meaning beyond appearance. Think shopping for shoes is hard. Brahim Takioullah would call that cute. This Moroccan-born man holds the Guinness World Record for the largest feet on Earth. Each of Brahim's feet measures a mind-blowing 1 foot 3 inches long. That's a size 58 shoe in Europe. Good luck finding that at your local sneaker store. Dude literally had to get his footwear custom-made by orthopedic specialists. But it's not just the feet. Brahim also stands at a staggering 8 feet 1 inch tall, making him one of the tallest living men in the world. His incredible size comes from acromegaly, a hormonal disorder caused by a tumor near his pituitary gland. It sent his body into growth overdrive, and his feet didn't stop stretching. Born in 1982, Brahim didn't even realize his body was changing until his teenage years. By the time he was 18, he was already towering over teachers and doctors alike. He eventually had surgery to stop the abnormal growth, but the size he reached was permanent. Living with feet this large means every step is calculated. Every doorway is a challenge, and finding comfortable footwear requires the skills of a master craftsman. Despite these daily obstacles, Brahim has embraced his uniqueness, working with Guinness World Records and inspiring others who live with rare physical conditions. Which story surprised you the most? Share your favorite extraordinary journey in the comments below. Abiodun Adegoke, standing about 7 feet 11 inches tall, may be the tallest basketball prospect ever. Known as Big Niger, this Nigerian giant caught attention early with his height and impressive skills. Unlike many tall players, he moves with speed, strong footwork, and an unfair shot-blocking reach. His exact height varies in reports, but his presence on the court is undeniable. NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal took notice after a viral video showed Abiodun dunking without jumping, sparking global interest. Growing up in Nigeria, Abiodun faced limited access to advanced training, proper shoes, and healthcare. Despite challenges, he works hard to chase his NBA dream, aiming to inspire young Africans to believe their ambitions are possible despite obstacles. Ring Ayuel, a 17-year-old from South Sudan, stands 7 feet 2 inches tall and is still growing. Despite a childhood marked by conflict and survival, his basketball talent shone through. Supported by NBA Academy Africa, he transformed raw potential into skill. Competing in Olympic qualifiers and the FIBA World Cup qualifiers, Ring impressed fans and scouts with his reach, speed, and game intelligence. He plays with deep purpose, representing his family, community, and country. Ring's story proves that extraordinary physical gifts, combined with determination and opportunity, can uplift not just an individual, but an entire nation. His height opened doors, but his heart and work ethic keep them open. He once held the title of the world's tallest man. But for Hussein Basad, life has been anything but easy. Born in Somalia and standing at an unbelievable 7 feet 9 inches, his towering presence has drawn attention everywhere he goes. Hussein lives with acromegaly, a rare disorder caused by a tumor affecting growth hormones. It didn't just make him tall, it made his hands some of the biggest ever recorded, measuring over 10 inches long. When asked about his height, he confirmed he was 8 feet 1 inch, though measurements have varied over the years. That might sound impressive, but the truth is, it's been a daily battle. After fleeing civil war in Somalia, he sought asylum in the UK, hoping for a safer life. What he got instead was a whole new set of challenges. Health issues, loneliness, and limited mobility became his new reality. Now in his 40s, Hussein is living in a care home, needing full-time support just to get by. But even through the pain and isolation, he's still got heart. In a recent public appeal, he spoke out, not for himself, but for other vulnerable people in the system. He's calling for compassion, for dignity, for humanity. His body is record-breaking, but it's his voice and spirit that speak volumes about resilience in the face of unimaginable challenges. At a towering 8 feet 2 inches, Radouane Charbib was once dubbed the tallest man in Africa and the second tallest in the world. But behind that record-breaking height was a life full of pain, isolation, and a constant fight for dignity. Born in Batna, Algeria, Radouane wasn't unusually tall, but by the age of 12, everything changed. A rare pituitary gland condition triggered gigantism, and his body began growing at an uncontrollable pace. His frame stretched rapidly, and while people stared in awe, Radouane was quietly suffering. Simple things like walking, eating, and even sleeping became difficult. The healthcare he needed was nearly impossible to access in his hometown. And while the world was fascinated by his size, very few saw the struggles he lived with every day. Despite the pain, he kept his spirit alive. He tried to live with purpose, to be more than just the tall guy. But the physical toll was relentless. His massive frame put incredible strain on his heart, joints, and organs. In 2012, Radouane passed away in silence. His massive heart gave out after years of battling health complications. He was gone too soon, but his story remains a powerful reminder of the human cost behind extraordinary physical features. His legacy isn't just about height, it's about the courage to keep going when your own body becomes your biggest challenge. The Tutsi of Rwanda and Burundi are known as one of Africa's tallest tribes, with average male heights over 6 feet 1 inch and many women nearly as tall. Their long limbs and lean builds result from a mix of genetics, high-altitude living, and traditional diets. Beyond height, the Tutsi have a rich history as cattle herders and royal leaders. This visibility made them targets in political conflicts, including the 1994 genocide that killed hundreds of thousands. Despite this, they endure, rebuilding communities and preserving traditions. Their height symbolizes resilience and refusal to be diminished by tragedy. The Tutsi story shows how physical traits connect deeply with culture, history, and survival. Subscribe now to explore more amazing stories about people who inspire and redefine what's possible. Standing out in a crowd. Afeez Agoro didn't just stand out, he towered. Known as the tallest man in Nigeria, this Lagos-born legend reached a height of 7 feet 4 inches, and every inch of him had a story to tell. The thing is, Afeez wasn't always tall. He was just like any other kid until his late teens. Then, suddenly his body exploded in size. Doctors later diagnosed him with acromegaly, a rare condition that causes abnormal growth due to excess hormones. He reportedly battled chronic arthritis as a result of his condition. From that point on, life flipped upside down. Forget tight airplane seats or cramped buses. Afeez couldn't even fit through doorways without ducking. Buying clothes became a mission. Shoes were custom-made only. But beyond the physical challenges, it was the stares, whispers, and social isolation that really hit hard. Still, Afeez didn't fold. He used his height to build a platform, not just online but in real life too. He appeared in Nollywood films, modeled, and even starred in a reality show titled I Am Agoro, where he opened up about the highs and heavy lows of living in a world not built for giants. He once said that being tall isn't always a blessing. It comes with burdens people don't see. And that hits deep. Afeez passed away in 2023, but his presence remains larger than life. His legacy reminds us that behind every extraordinary physical feature is a person fighting to be seen as more than just their measurements. Francisco Domingo Joaquim, from Angola, holds the official Guinness World Record for the widest mouth in the world. His jaw can open a shocking 6.69 inches wide. That's wide enough to fit an entire soda can sideways with room to spare. Born in the town of Sambizanga, Francisco discovered his jaw-dropping ability as a teen. Word started spreading fast. Local crowds gathered to watch him pull off the unthinkable, stretching his lips beyond logic. Soon he was performing on international stages, leaving audiences straight up speechless. But this isn't just about party tricks. His incredible facial flexibility is completely natural. No surgery, no enhancement, just pure one-of-a-kind anatomy. Doctors and scientists have even studied him, trying to understand how his jaw muscles and skin elasticity break all the normal rules. In 2010, Guinness World Records crowned him the champ, and overnight Francisco went from neighborhood curiosity to global sensation. But through it all, he stayed humble, just a regular guy with an unreal gift. His story proves that sometimes the most extraordinary human features are hiding in plain sight, waiting for the right moment to amaze the world. Francisco turned what could have been seen as an oddity into a celebration of human diversity and natural wonder. Meet Asha Zulu Mandela, the woman with the longest dreadlocks in the world, a title she's held for over a decade. Her locks stretch over 110 feet long. Yeah, longer than a city bus. Born in Trinidad and Tobago, and later moving to the US, Asha's journey started as a spiritual one. She began locking her hair over 40 years ago, not for fame, but as a deep personal transformation. What started as a commitment turned into a living legacy that the world couldn't ignore. But it hasn't been all glam. Her hair weighs over 25 pounds when dry, and even more when wet. Doctors have warned her that the weight could strain her spine, but Asha refuses to cut it. To her, the dreadlocks are more than hair. They're her source of strength, identity, and healing. Over the years, she's developed her own natural hair care routine, avoiding chemicals and leaning into ancestral practices. And despite being called everything from extreme to obsessed, she stays grounded in her roots. Literally. She once said that her hair is part of who she is. Cutting it would be like cutting off her spirit. And with that kind of energy, it's clear that Asha's dreadlocks represent something far deeper than a world record. They're a testament to spiritual dedication, cultural pride, and the power of staying true to yourself no matter what the world thinks. Her story challenges conventional beauty standards, and shows that extraordinary physical features can be expressions of profound personal and spiritual journeys. Tucked deep within the Nile Valley, the Nuer people of South Sudan are not only known for their fierce independence and rich cultural traditions, but they're also recognized as one of the tallest ethnic groups in Africa, with many Nuer men stretching over 6 feet tall. Traditionally pastoralists, the Nuer live for their cattle. Milk isn't just food, it's sacred. Their diet, full of dairy and natural proteins mixed with powerful genetics, is believed to fuel their remarkable height. But what really sets them apart is how they've preserved their identity through generations of chaos. The Nuer have endured civil wars, displacement, and political division, yet they remain rooted in their customs. Even through the harshest conditions, they've never let go of who they are. Their height isn't just a physical trait, it's connected to their cultural values of strength, endurance, and pride. What makes the Nuer truly extraordinary isn't just their impressive stature, but how they've maintained their traditions while adapting to modern challenges. They've produced athletes, scholars, and leaders who carry their cultural heritage onto global stages. Their cattle-centered lifestyle, combined with their genetic predisposition for height, has created people who literally and figuratively stand tall in the face of adversity. The Nuer represent the perfect combination of physical distinction and cultural resilience. These extraordinary individuals and communities show that being different is something to celebrate. Whether through natural traits, cultural traditions, or rare medical conditions, Africa reveals how remarkable humans can be. From Sulamana Abdul Saman's 9'6" height to Francisco Domingo Joaquim's record-breaking mouth, these stories are more than numbers. They reflect resilience, identity, and the diversity of human experience. Many face challenges that would overwhelm most, yet they thrive. Others use their unique features to inspire and break barriers. Tall tribes like the Dinka, Nuer, and Tutsi show how physical traits connect to culture and history. Their height symbolizes strength and pride, not just genetics. What stands out is how each person defines themselves beyond their size. They are athletes, performers, cultural ambassadors, and everyday heroes navigating a world not built for them. These stories remind us to see the person behind the record and celebrate human diversity. In a world pushing uniformity, they prove our differences make us remarkable. If these tales amazed you, comment on the story that touched you most, and subscribe to more incredible stories from around the world. Many more extraordinary lives await.
Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.